Now that you have an overview of how WordPress works and you know the main components that you'll need to incorporate into a website project, I'm going to walk you through how we can create a full website using WordPress. I've just gone ahead and done a fresh local install. So at this point, nothing has been altered. This is just WordPress straight out of being installed from local. Here's what the front end of my website looks like. It's not very exciting at this point, but we will be transforming this into our own custom website. Before we actually get started creating content, I do recommend that you come up with a plan. We talked about this a little bit earlier. These are going to be the pages that I'm going to be building for this particular project. I have a home page, I'll have 5 main navigation elements, and this design and service area is going to have 3 subpages. It is helpful to have your media collected. That would be any images, videos, anything that you want to incorporate into your website. You should also have all of your text that you want to add into the website prepared and ready to go. And I like to create a sitemap as well so that I understand the organization or the hierarchy of my website along with the page names that I'm going to be using. The more information you have coming into a project, the easier it's going to be for you to actually build out your website. So at this point, because we already know a little bit about WordPress, I'm going to start my project a little bit differently. We will begin our project by getting rid of this screen. I don't need this welcome screen, so I'm just going to dismiss this. I'm also going to go into my screen options area right here, and I'm going to uncheck the WordPress events and news, and I will simply move the activity pane to right here just to streamline this a little bit more. And now I'm ready to begin. I will start by adding a couple of new plugins. These are going to help me to set up and organize my website. The first one I'm going to get is called Simple Local Avatar. This plugin is going to allow us to more easily create a custom avatar for our users, and you're actually able to utilize images from your media gallery. So I like this better than the default setting, so I'm going to get that installed and I'll show you how this works in just a few minutes. Then I'm going to add a couple of other plugins. The next one is the Safe SVG. This is going to allow me to add SVG images into my project. And I know that I want to use SVG images, so I'll add that. And the next one that I'm going to add is called Custom Fonts. This plugin will allow me to utilize a locally hosted font or have access to Google Fonts in whatever theme that I'm using. Because I know that I want to have access to that, I'm going to install this as well. These are the 3 plugins that I'm going to be using initially. As we continue to build our website, we will add some more plugins, but these are the ones that I need right away. The next step is to add media into my project. So I'm going to go ahead and navigate to the folder in which I have all of the media. I've already prepared all of my media, resized it, and it's ready to go. So I'm going to select everything here. It is worth mentioning that I have a variety of image types, including SVGs, and you will see at this point, all of these are going to come right in. If I go back to my media library, I can see thumbnails, and it's going to display all of the various media files that I have. Sometimes it's a little bit easier to view the media in this list view, as this will go ahead and specify the name. And if we want to organize these in alphabetical order, I can hit this link and now they will display in alphabetical order. So I've gone ahead and tried to name my images based on the pages that I think that I'm going to use them on, just to make this a little bit easier for me to access and to be able to find the images that I need. Now I'm going to go into my settings. So I'm going to do this step next before I actually create any pages or posts. I want to make sure that everything is set up correctly. Under general settings, I have the name of my site. That is fine. I'm going to add a tagline to my site, and I'm going to choose a site icon. So the site icon is the little icon that's going to show up in your tabs or when someone bookmarks your website. I'll go ahead and I will choose my logo, and I'm going to pick this particular graphic. This will need to be a square image. This one was created for my favicon and it is already square. So I'll use that. I will go ahead and just click crop image. It's not going to crop anything off of there. And then it just gives me a little preview of what this is going to look like. Remember, you don't want to touch either of these options as that will break your website. And then I'm going to just go ahead and change my time zone to something that is close to where I am and verify that my date format and my time format is displaying in the way that I would like it to. And I'll click Save Changes. Now I'm going to go to the Writing tab, and I want to change the default post category, but because I have not created any categories, I can't do anything with that yet. So let's just do that really quickly. I'm going to go to my posts categories, and we'll just make a category for terrariums. This is what I want to be my default category, so I'm just going to add that. And now if I go back to my settings, writing, I can choose the terrariums to be the default post category. Everything else is going to stay at the defaults. I'll click Save Changes. Then I'm going to go to the reading area. And again, I'm going to ultimately want to change some things here, but at this point, I haven't created any pages, so I can't really do anything there. Next, I'll go to the permalinks, and I just want to verify that I am using the post name permalink structure, which I am. So everything here looks good so far. Next up, I'm going to go into my themes, and I will install a theme. I'm going to click Add New Theme. And the theme that I want to use is the Astra theme, which is actually showing up right here. I will install this theme, and once it's installed, I'll activate it. Now, this particular theme is going to contain a pop-up message that is letting me know that they have some starter templates. I want to build my website from scratch, so I am just going to ignore this. I can just click I want to build from scratch or close this window right here. Either way, that's fine. If you want to keep your website clean and tidy, you might not want to keep all of the themes, or in some cases, you might install a theme and then later decide you don't want that. To delete a theme, you can simply click on the theme details, and there's an option to delete the theme right here. So I am simply going to delete this 2025, and I think I will delete 2024 as well. So we will leave Astra as our active theme, and I'm just going to leave this one here for now also. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to create my pages. If I go to all pages, there are two default pages. I'm going to select both of these, and I will move these to the trash and just apply that. I don't need those pages there. And then I'm going to go about creating the pages that I need. So my pages are going to be based on my sitemap that I've created right here. All of the little squares that you see right here are going to be individual pages. So I'm going to go about creating those pages. And because I have already done this with you, I am simply going to assign names to my pages and just publish them. I'm not going to be putting any content on my pages at all. I'm just going to set up all the pages so that I can continue to build my website. So I'll just go ahead and speed through this since we've already done this together. Now that I've created all my pages, you can see that all of my pages exist in my All Pages area. I am now ready to create some posts. So I will go to my post area. Once again, I do have the default Hello World post. I'm going to trash this as I don't need it. And then I will begin by creating some posts. As I mentioned earlier, I have an idea of what my initial posts are going to be, and I've actually typed them in a word editing program. So I'm just going to go ahead and enter the text at this point. I have created excerpts for all of my posts, so I will add those. In addition to adding the excerpt, I'm going to set a category. So by default, my category is set to terrarium. For this post, that is fine. I will leave that. But with some of my other posts, I am going to add some alternate categories. You've already seen me create posts before, so I will just quickly go ahead and create a number of posts so I have some content to utilize on my website. Now that I've added quite a few posts, I'm going to go to all posts. Currently, all of my posts are using the category of terrariums. Some of my posts are care tips, and some are more like case studies for different companies and organizations that we may have worked for. So what we're going to do is we are going to add some additional categories. And for this, I could just do a quick edit if I had the categories created. Since I don't yet have the categories created, I would need to create them first, or we could actually go ahead and do a full edit on this particular post and add the category here. So inside the post area, you can add a new category. I'm going to add a category of care, and this can have both the terrariums and the care categories. I will save this. And for the rest of my categories, I'm going to go into the category section and I'll set up some categories. We will make a category for case study. I'm going to add that. And I'm going to add a tips category. Now that I have these categories specified, I'm going to go back to all of my posts. And at this point, I can do the quick edit and I can add the other categories. So this one is going to have care and tips, and I will update that. For this troubleshooting one, I'm going to do a quick edit and I will have this use categories and tips. I'll click update. It is also worth mentioning that we haven't used any tags. Keep in mind that tags are more granular. So on this particular post on orchids, I might use a tag of terrarium, orchids, nature, hobby. You can go ahead and separate the tags with commas like this. And when you're done, you will save and it will go ahead and specify the tags. For my purposes, the categories are going to be a little bit more important than the tags at this point. So I'm just going to make sure to assign relevant categories to all of my posts. And I'll go ahead and just quickly do that now. And there we have it. All of my posts are now written and I've assigned appropriate categories to them. If we take a quick look at our website at this point, you will see that our homepage is currently listing all of our posts. All of the excerpts that we had made are showing here. And of course, if we click on any of these, it will take us to the detailed post page. All of the rest of the pages of our website are pretty much blank. We have not inserted any content into those. We will be working through that shortly, but I did want to just get some relevant material into my website so we have some things to work towards. The final thing that I want to do right now before we move on to the next step is I'm going to go to settings. I'll go to the discussion area and I'm going to scroll down to the bottom portion of this page. You can see that we have the default avatar, which is set to be the mystery person. This is what shows up by default under any user that is set up. Users can go ahead and specify their own avatar, but they need to go through a website called Gravatar, which is something that you would just have to sign up for. It's free, and then you can set up your own avatar. I prefer to use the plugin of simple local avatars. This is a little bit easier and it will allow me to use an image from my media library. So at this point, I'm going to go into users. I'll go to all users. And as you can see, my avatar is the default avatar. I'm going to go ahead and click on my name, which will take you to the profile section for this particular user. Here is where you can customize the back end of WordPress. So if you wanted to change the color or the theme, you can easily do that. I'm going to leave mine at the default. I'm not really going to change any of these things aside from I'm going to set my nickname to be capital E Emily, and then my display name is going to be switched to Emily with a capital E. You can see that's being reflected up here. And then if we scroll down a little bit farther on the page, this is where you can set up your gravatar, your custom icon. Rather than going through this gravatar website and having to go to a whole nother location, I am simply going to upload an image from my media library. Because of the plugin we had installed earlier, we have access to this. So I will choose from the media library. I'm going to find an image, and here is the image I want to use. I'll select this avatar. I'm going to move the crop area so it encompasses the part of the image that I want to display. I will click crop image, and now my avatar is this image instead of the default image that came with WordPress. I'll click update profile, and as you can see, my new avatar is displayed in all of the areas that the avatar would be used. At this point, the initial setup of my website is completed. I am now ready to start working on the design and the layout and customizing the way that the front end portion of my website looks. So we will begin doing that up next.